Welcome back to the channel. I'm Shelby, aka 88 Fox, and today we're going to work on the 4-cylinder Foxbody again. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be replacing this transmission with one that I got for free, or well, I would say for free. I kind of traded around and got this thing. So realistically, probably about 50 bucks and gas and moving some stuff around. So supposedly this thing doesn't have anything wrong with it. It's got some kind of the bell housing on it has been taken off at some point, and it's got a different bell housing on it now. Yeah, I don't know really, but it is a T5. It's got the there's the Borg Warner numbers on it, so hopefully we can just swap this transmission out and all of a sudden I've got 5 gears again. Because what's wrong with this one is second, third, and fifth synchronizers are out of it, and you have to hold it down in fourth. Wait, no, I think you have to hold it down, or have to hold the actual shifter in third in order to keep it from popping out, and some other stuff wrong with it. Clutch seems fine. We're going to go ahead and pull the clutch anyways, just to kind of double check it. Might just go ahead and replace it with a cheapie that I got lying around. I already started pulling some parts off of it, so I already got the drive shaft right here, and I got the exhaust out of it as well. So next thing is to actually drop the transmission itself, but before I do that, I've got to go on the inside of it and pull the shifter boot and all this good stuff on the interior in order to be able to get it out. So we're going to do that, then we'll go under the car and then we'll start pulling the transmission. Alright, so the top side, I got everything pretty much loose up there. I didn't take this little cover off because I should just be able to drop the transmission down to where this little guy comes out, and then I shouldn't have to worry about it. Plus it's already ripped anyway, so if there's any little movement it needs to do, then so be it. But as I said, I already got most of this ready. So I've gotten the drive shaft out, which is sitting over there. I got the exhaust disconnected, and look at these beautiful welds. If you recall, this is a me job, so this is back when I first started trying to weld. So I think I might clean that up because it does have an exhaust leak, surprise surprise, and re-weld that up. I've definitely improved a lot since then, but that's not why we're here. We're here to get this transmission out. I already got the speed sensor out. It looks fine. A little dirty, I need to clean it off. Everything else looks okay up here. So I do need to disconnect this bad boy, which is our throttle cable. So I'll need to pull this cotter pin right here and then pop it out on this back side. This will drop down, but then I have this little guy right here that needs to come out just like that. Actually, let's see if I can do this without having to, boom, look at that. There's a Dr. Pepper can rolling our way. Look, just like that. And then we can just pop this out. Maybe might have to grab a little something to pull that. Let's do it. Let's leave that right there. We'll grab this. And we'll wedge it out in that direction. Uh-oh. There we go. Interesting. You might actually have to take this off somehow. This is a little bit different than most of them I see. Well, either way, that's loose. So we'll get this transmission popped off, and then go from there. Cool. Okay, so transmission is out, it's chilling right over here. It's definitely the same transmission, so that's good. Well, actually, I don't know what this is. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll figure out what that is and see if this is indeed the same transmission after all. But what I'm going to do in the interim is I'm going to pull this bell housing and make sure the clutch looks fine. Even if it's starting to look pretty worn, I'll go ahead and get it replaced. Anyways, I ended up figuring out this part. So all it was this little guy. Just goes on here like that, and then slides up. Well, slides up like so, and that's how that does that. So had to take that off, and then I was able to pull it through here. Had to get creative with kind of pulling this out, so I didn't rip it, but yeah, that was easy enough. So now get to remove the bell housing. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts, I believe, to take out. 2 of those, or 3 of those include the starter. So obviously the starter is going to have to come out because that's what goes against your your flywheel to start it up. But we'll check it out, see how all that looks, and if we'll be able to use that clutch or not. So that's next. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got the clutch out, and I went ahead and took the flywheel out. And looking at this clutch, comparing it to some other clutches I have, there's still some some wear that's left on this one, but like we barely have anything at all. It could still be used, could still probably go 10,000 miles or so, but we're already in it to win it, so we're going to go ahead and replace it. I'm getting a brand new clutch set with the throwout bearing and a pressure plate from Rock Auto. It's going to cost me 150 bucks. But I decided to get into this a little bit more, and I tore apart both of these transmissions. So the whole reason I tore apart these transmissions is that top plate that was on the old transmission has a sensor on it. What I'm assuming is, now after looking at it, it's temp sensor. So transmission temp, and that's it. So whether I use it or not is yet to remain seen. But I found something very interesting. So this is our old transmission. Let me turn this bad boy off. Our old transmission, man, it's burnt in there. If you notice, I think that's gear oil that they put in there and not ATF. These transmissions are supposed to have ATF in them. So this was probably way too much of a weight transmission fluid to be in here. Either that or it's burnt. It doesn't really smell bad. It does smell old, but like if you've ever had gear oil, you know it kind of smells burnt to begin with. So whatever. But it looks pretty terrible in here, right? So I mean, you can just hear it. It sounds bad. Even with that gear oil, yeah, I'm convinced it's gear oil now in there. It just looks burnt, you know. We've got some input shaft play. And then if you look at this top cover, these little things right here, these little pieces, this one's completely out of there. And you can see all that is just burnt, old transmission fluid, just damaged. This transmission's gonna need a rebuild, full rebuild. So that's what that is. Now remember me telling you I got this other transmission for free. Well, we're gonna call it $50 because that's how much it cost me in fuel and kind of flipping some shit around in order to be able to get it. Well, here's the top for that one. Not only does it look cleaner than that, everything is in pretty fine shape. And you can see that they used ATF like it's supposed to have in there. No cracks, no problems. Looks good to go. Now here's what's interesting. Let's look inside this one. This thing looks pristine. There's no shaft play. It does not have the original speedometer piece in there. That's from a rebuild kit. And this thing sounds good. It looks good. Has no play, no nothing. To the point that I think that this was rebuilt. They put some transmission fluid in it to maybe keep it clean. Or they maybe used it as assembly lube. And then I don't know that this thing's ever ran. I mean, it seems like it is in perfect condition. Compare the sounds. Look at the play. And that's me not giving it much. I'm barely tugging. Compare this one that has no fluid in it except just a little bit. And here's the plate. That's me pulling twice as hard. Yeah, cool. So I think we got a rebuilt, mostly new transmission in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what it's going to take to remove all this. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done this before. Remove all this, clean it up, and put this top hat on that setup. If I can't do it, oh well. I guess it's just trans temp, but either way, I'm A, learning something, B, a lot more excited about this transmission now, and C, I think we're going to try to rebuild this. I'm going to get a whole, I want to see if I can do it. Yeah, but definitely a lot better what's going in than what came out. So now I'm a lot happier with this free transmission. So we're going to see if we can do that. I'm going to put it on the bench over there on the opposite side of that Ford and see if we can get those swapped around and see if we can get this top hat on and then put this transmission back together. I will have to get some more gunk, can't even think, silicone right now, and put on it. See, that tells me, I mean, look at that thing. The thing is clean. Have to get some more silicone to put everything back together, but no biggie. Yeah, cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to figure it out. If we can't figure it out, we're just going to have no transmission temp sensor, and then we'll slap everything back together. And then I'm actually going to be gone for a week because I got to go to Seattle for work. But by that time, the clutch kit should be back, and I should just be able to slap everything back together and get this puppy on the ground and see how she runs with the brand new what I think to be a brand new rebuilt transmission in her. So, all right, that's where we're at. That's where we're going. We'll talk to you later. All right, we are back in the lab. So what I did was I tore apart the old top hat housing, whatever you want to call it. Removed all the old stuff, tore apart the new one, put all the good stuff in here. She's working nice and as she's supposed to. So I'm gonna put some silicone on it. I went ahead and cleaned it all up. So there's where, and I figured it out. It's my neutral safety switch. That's what it is. So I'll be putting this housing back on here. Once I get that housing back on, I will be putting the rear housing, or whatever you call it, tail shaft housing back on, and we'll be hopefully good to go. I will have to put the new, or the transmission, or speedometer gear from the old transmission back in here. The one that it came with was busted, if you probably saw those pictures earlier. So we're gonna put some black stuff on this, and then we will, this is your third and fourth. I may be wrong. First, second, third, and fourth, maybe. They just slide into here, and you kind of got to come down with it and then slide it in, and then push it in this way, and then you'll be able to get your two kind of lining up bolts in there. Cinch those down a little bit, and then you're good to go with the rest of them. So put them down, I think it's like 8 pounds. I have to rewatch the video that I was watching earlier, but yeah, shouldn't be too bad. We will come back and hopefully have a transmission ready to put back in the car. Okie dokie, so we have a transmission to put back in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put tranny fluid in it now instead of later, because I feel pretty comfortable about just popping it up there and bolting it in, so without leaking a bunch of transmission fluid everywhere. So, well, actually, damn it, you know what, I might have to yeah, I can just fill it in through the port over on the other side. I usually just fill these in right here and then just let it drain in slowly, but we'll go through the fill port. I don't want to do it while it's in the car because that's just a pain. So we'll get this all bolted up, put some fresh transmission fluid in it, get it all bolted up, and send it. I've already got the bell housing and the new clutch assembly put in. So everything's ready to go. Clutch assembly sitting in there, all nice and pretty. And brand new flywheel, brand new pilot bearing, brand new throw rod bearing, brand new everything. So hopefully it'll just slide on in and it'll be good. But yeah, we'll see. All right, see you. Alrighty, so that's all she wrote, folks. Got everything in there. Get the clutch all nice and good. Got all my connections made. The fluid in the back is a little bit that leaked out when I tipped it over. Got my exhaust on for now. I'm gonna refigure something else out about that, but we'll see what happens. Drive shaft is on. Everything is good. So we're gonna go ahead and get it down and hopefully go into gear and take it for a first drive. It's first drive. Let's do it. All right, so we are back in the Foxbody. It's got a little mist to it. I think it's actually just old fuel, but I'm gonna go get some gas anyways. Either way, it bangs through all the gears pretty good. There's third. See how she does with a little gas. All right. First, second, third, third's pretty long, fourth, fifth. So no chattering, stays in all the gears like it's supposed to, runs pretty well, so no problems here. I think I'm gonna go get some gas and drive this around for a little bit, see what other problems I can find so that we can flush them out, maybe on another video. Next video though is going to be heater core and some electrical stuff under the dash, but yeah, we'll get there. I think I might run by O'Reilly's real quick and get some wiper blades, because these are gone. These are trashed. But all right, everybody, well, that's gonna be it for this video. If you like what I'm doing, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. If you don't like what I'm doing, well, click away. Still comment though. Uh-oh. All right, like I said, that's it. We'll talk to you later. Peace.